Hi everyone, welcome to Subhiksham channel. In this video also we'll continue about Nala and Damayanti's story. The priest Sudeva arrived one morning at Rituparna's court and announced that I have come here to tell you that the queen Damayanti, thinking of her first husband has been lost, will choose another husband as a second Swayambara at Vidarbha. I was delayed on my journey, so could not bring the news sooner. The Swayambara is taking place early tomorrow morning. This was a plan done by Damayanti and his parents to identify that whether the person who is there at Rituparna's court is Nala or not. Rituparna has always wanted to marry Damayanti. He hurriedly called for his charioteer Vahuka, who is the actual Nala. Queen Damayanti's second Swayambara is being held tomorrow, so we must reach there by dawn, he informed Nala. Only you can drive me to Vidarbha in one day. Ready the horses. Nala was stunned. Has Damayanti lost her love for me that she is marrying again? But for what I have done to her, I probably deserve this. He convinced himself. He carefully chose the horses. Rituparna was surprised. Why have you selected such a thin, weak-looking horses? Don't worry, my king, they won't let you down, Nala replied. Nala, as usual, was very good at horse riding. Nala stroked the horses gently and whispered words of encouragement in their ears. He and Rituparna got into the chariot. Nala's friend Varshaniya took his place as a second charioteer. Nala lightly ran the reins across the horses' backs. They leaped forward and began to run. Rituparna watched it in amazement. The charioteer seemed to be flying through the air. The countryside zipped past them in a blur. Such was the speed Nala had coaxed from the horses. The same musical hum, the same melodious row of wheels as when my old master used to drive the chariot. Could Vahuka be Nala? Varshiniya wondered. The charioteer was zooming at speed when Rituparna cried, Stop, stop, my shoulder cloth has been blown away. I can't turn back, my king. Vahuka said. We have already travelled very far from the spot. A few minutes later, they passed a Vibhitika or a Belika tree laden with fruit. The king said, Stop a minute, do you see that tree? Vahuka, let me show you my powers of calculation. Almost immediately, the king told Vahuka how many leaves and fruits there were on two of the front branches. You can verify if you wish. Nala has overcome with curiosity. He got down from the chariot and started counting the leaves and fruits. But it took him some time. The king waited for him to finish. You are right on the mark, your majesty, Vahuka explained. Teach me your skill and I will give you my knowledge of horses. That is, Rituparna was very good in counting. He could just, within a glance, he could tell us how many trees are there, how many leaves are there in a tree. Rituparna liked the deal. He taught Nala the signs of numbers and also how to throw the dice. The moment Nala received this knowledge, Saturn, the Lord Shani, who had for so long lived inside and controlled Nala, rushed out, coughing and wrenching out the poison of Karkotaka. Burn marks of the venom covered his body. Nala looked at him with rage. Don't be angry with me, Nala. I am Saturn, Lord Shanidev. I have left you and he will not trouble you again. May all you hear your story never experience misfortune. This is my boon to you. Nala forgave Saturn and let him go. Saturn has been visible only to Nala, not to Rituparna or Varnishya. It's getting late. Let's get moving, the king urged Nala. They took off again with the speed of wind. They reached the outskirts of Vidarbha. Its citizen looked up the skies. We have heard the beautiful sound before. When our king's son-in-law came to visit us, his chariot wheels would sing with the same melodious vibrations. King Bhima took look up at the sky. In his stables, the horses whined with pleasure, reminded of their favorite friend. Elephants and peacocks began to call out joyfully as they do when they heard the rumble of rain clouds approaching. Damayanti came running to the terrace as a chariot came to stop at the palace. Rituparna looked around. There were no preparation for Swayamvara. He was stunned and shocked. Embraced, he pretended he had come on a courtesy visit. Bhima, who did not know what Damayanti's plan, was also surprised but received him respectfully. Stay a few days, he said. Damayanti watched the man who had bought in the chariot in a single day. He did not look like Nala at all. She decided to set a few tests to discover whether the charioteer truly identified or not. So she called her maid, Keshini. She said to her maid, King Rituparna wants to give us a taste of charioteer's cooking. So go and help Vahuka in the kitchen. If he asks you to bring water or fire, take a long time to bring them. Hide and watch all that happens and all that he does. Then come and tell me everything. Then Keshini, the maid, left and returned some times later. She looked excited. My queen, she came runningly and she told, My queen, it was unbelievable. When I went to help Vahuka, he tried to send me away. But I insisted. To make me feel useful, he asked for water to wash the vegetables, etc. and for a lighted stick to start the fire. I said I would bring them in a second, but hid and I was watching. I made him wait and wait and wait. Then, losing patience, he just looked at the empty vessels. At once, they became filled with water. He took some vegetables, fibers, and exposed them to sun's rays. One look and they lit up. How could such things can happen? Because of the boons the gods gave him by Agni Deva and Varuna Deva. Damayanti thought. Her heart was beating very fast. Then, do you know what he did? Keshini continued. Eyes wide in wonder, he wanted to go to the underground cellar to bring some stored dals. The cellar entrance was very low, but as he came near, it just rose and he walked right through without needing to bend. Then, as he waited for the dals to cook, he absent-mindedly stroked some dry-looking flowers lying nearby. They simply came alive and became fresh. Again, because of the other boons he received, Nala, it is you. Then the Damayanti was very happy and she was telling to herself. Keshini then went and bought a platter of food. Here are some of Vahuka's preparation, she said. The same rich aromas, the same delicate flower of the food you used to make for me with so much love, Nala. Damayanti said softly. She then conducted her last test. In the kitchen, Vahuka was surprised to see Keshini's return. There were two small children with her. They were the twins, Indrasenana. How would Vahuka react? They were testing him. The charioteer looked searching at them. Then he ran away and took them in his arms. 4 years had passed since I last saw you, he cried out, then quickly stopped himself. I meant to say they reminded me of my own children, whom I have not seen for 4 years. But Vahuka's eyes, his tears, have completely given him away. Keshini reported all this to the queen. Damayanti requested a meeting with Nala. They met like birds long separated. Nala thought of a helpful Karkotaka and putting on the 2 clothes he had given him, became the old Nala again. The entire kingdom of Vidarbha burst out in the celebration that Nala had been found. Riturpa embraced Nala happily and Nala taught him the knowledge of horses. With Vidarbha gone and Nala now an expert at dice, he won back all his kingdom from Pushkara in a single game. Pushkara asked for forgiveness, which Nala already gave him, and he had forgiven even Lord Shani Dev also. They had crossed every obstacle bravely and now started to live happily. But he did not regain his old form again, Nala. So when they were praying, both Nala and Damayanti, to Lord Shiva, a Asharirini, a voice from the sky came, and they told him to go to the south, and there is a temple nearby with a tank. They told them to take a dip in the tank, then worship Lord Dharparaneshwara, that is Lord Shiva and goddesses Parvati, and worship Lord Saturn over there to overcome all the ill effects of the Shani dosha. It is said that because of the 7.5 years only, they had felt all these problems. So anyone, then again as per the Sharirini, all the with the family, Nala, Damayanti, the two children, everybody went there. They took a dip in the tank. They saw Lord Shiva, got the blessings from them, and at that point itself, all their karma went out. It is now also said that any person who is undergoing Sade Sati, Ashtama, Ardhashtama Shani, or any such problems in the horoscope can go to the Thirunallar temple. This temple is at Thirunallar, which is in Tamil Nadu. You can go to this temple. There is a tank near the temple. You have to first take a dip in the tank, pray to Lord Ganesha first, then go to Lord Dharparaneshwara, who is the Lord Shiva there. Then visit Pranambike Ambika, that is goddesses Parvati. Then go to the Lord Saturn, Lord Shanideva's shrine. Worship them with all your desires. All will be fulfilled without any second thought. You can find a difference, you can find a miracle that will happen once. If you go at least once in a lifetime to this temple and come, it will surely show its effects. The temple's address and everything will be given in the description box. Please, whenever you feel to go to this temple, pray for the god that you have to go to this temple. You can go once, see the difference what it comes in your life, and share your views and comments with us. Thank you for watching this channel. Get the blessings of Lord Shiva, goddesses Parvati and Shani Dev also. Live happily with your family. Thank you for watching this video. Take care. Stay tuned with our channel. Do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.